always just gonna act when like defenders are being given like.
Oh, am I live? I should be live. People, deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. Please hit the like button on your way in. As usual, good morning to those of you like myself in the United Kingdom. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and of course, in some cases, good night to those of you around the world. I hope everyone's in good spirits. Obviously, with it being Tuesday, second day of the week, I hope you're all having a progressive week in regards to your goals, hopes, dreams, aspirations, and ambitions, or just simply overcoming hardship. And I wish you all the best. You know, the only thing I wish you more than that in your goals of doing such is obviously continued health. Now, I hope you've got your physical, mental, financial, and spiritual health. And I'd love to extend that to your loved ones. And I hope it literally only gets better, really and truly. So, yeah, man. Big up to everybody that's tuned in. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Any talking points, questions, don't feel any sort of way to get them in. I thought with it being March now, we'll review the month for February for Arsenal, and I'll offer my own opinions. We'll go over Arsenal's financial results, things that have come out. You know, silly season where the transfer market is concerned. You know, we've been linked with Dybala and Lewandowski, and I think every Arsenal fan, I don't like to speak for people, but I think I speak for every Arsenal fan where you're not holding your breath for that one, innit? You're not holding your breath, but anything can happen. And if nothing more, it's just a talking point. It's just an excuse to be here with you guys. Obviously, please make sure you have hit the like button, but also check out the pin message. Make sure you're following / aware that I do Twitch, because we're going to be doing the Coppa Italia watch along on Twitch. I can't lie. I was going to do the FA Cup, potentially Burnley, Leicester, but you lot on Twitch voted with your feet, man, really. So I hope everyone's doing well and safe. Hope everyone's in good spirits and whatnot. Oh, fucking, I need to do something. That's what it's mad hot in here. So while Nightbot, make sure you're getting your DG merch and that Nightbot, you know what you need to do. Hey, Rizzlers, all them things soon land. Lighters, Rizzlers, rolling trays, all of that soon land, people. Soon. For you guys that do all of that stuff. I don't know why you would need any of that, but I always hear you lot talking about something called Zoots and Swifts and these things. I don't know what it is, but yeah, as much as I love the DG hoodie and I know the galley love me in it, I got to take it off because it's boiling. And hey, man's got my new shirt, got my nipples on show, coming like OnlyFans. I like. Humble t-shirt, man. Humble Coca-Cola t-shirt. And you get me? My boyhood club, you know the thing. You don't even see. You look, I even see. I'm just jumping around. Can you look? You get me? All in Paris and that, like I said, gotta support the team. Gotta support. So yeah, like I said, man, that's what we're gonna be doing. That's what we're gonna be talking about. Oh, appreciate you. Happy March to you lot as well, man. Hopefully it's a progressive month. I hope this month is better than last month for everyone, innit? Really and truly. Definitely where our football club's concerned. Listen, I was just taking off my hoodie, man. Just allow me. I was just taking off my hoodie. And again, this is a pleasure to be here day in, day out, week in, week out with you guys. Appreciate all of you lot in the comments, respectfully. Sandro, appreciative to you. I appreciate you for coming a member, my friend. Andrew has said over 68 likes for the Tottenham versus Arsenal live watch along. Mad thing, 40 days away hype. To be fair, man, that one keeps getting rescheduled, so I understand it. But one love to everyone who's hit the like button on that one. Anyways, really, you're right. Hopefully, it doesn't end in heartbreak, man. Really and truly. So yeah, man. Like, do you know what? Let's start with the finances, because I'll be real with you. Look, I hate talking about Arsenal's finances. I'm not gonna lie, I hate the fact that fans waffle about it. Like, for me, my job is football, innit? I don't really care for finance. Obviously, I care for the finances, but people act like this is their own personal accounting things, really and truly. But yeah, big up the Twitter account that is Swiss Ramble. Again, it's gonna be a long read, people. So let's get this out the way. Big up LA in the cup, man. United and Spurs games are top 4 deciders. I can't lie, somewhat, but all of the games are as silly as it sounds. You look at the games and if it's not necessarily the big teams, I'd throw Chelsea and Liverpool into that now. Liverpool after Watford. Or was it Leicester? But I would throw Chelsea in that, Liverpool in that, beyond the obvious. Obviously, for me as well, to the same standard, I would say Brighton at home. For me, anyways, Brighton at home, Southampton away, Villa away. Regardless of Villa's form, they're the ones that obviously I believe that we can get top four a lot more, but they're the ones that will truly make me go from an atheist to a non-believer to a proper believer. I feel we've got a good platform. I want us to fight all the way. I'm still not convinced. I'll be real. I still think we're a bit short. You know, I don't really see a talisman. We're betting a lot on our young players. You know, I need to see somebody. You know, this is the time of the season where just one player in any team, just a purple patch, can make things happen. And I hope it could be Lacazette or even Eddie Nketiah, because goals technically correlate towards winning games, or should 9 times out of 10. You know, in fact, on that, I don't know, man. Should we start with the finances? Yeah, let's start with the finances, because that's where we are, man. And I'd rather, after the finances, we'll get into the February stuff, and then obviously so on and so forth. Keep your questions, opinions, and whatnot coming. But you're right, man. They are title deciders. For United, I want revenge, because we dropped points from winning positions. That and Everton, points from winning positions beyond the obvious. You know, you can't afford to do that in the Premier League, man. No, from a footballing sense, I ain't an atheist. I'm believing God and that. If you're atheist, everyone's allowed to do what they want. I'm just talking from a footballing sense. You know, I'm an atheist where I'd say I'm agnostic. That's the one. If I remember in school, that's the one where you're not sure in it. That's how I would be in an Arsenal top 4 regard, if I'm honest with you. I see bits and pieces. I still see a bit of concerns. I definitely like the togetherness. I like the resilience. I like the fact that we're getting results. I like the very fact that we're technically just turned March, but we're still talking about Arsenal in top 4 for years on my YouTube channel. You've definitely 100% heard me say things like, oh, you know, I just want to be in a fight. Like we're out of it too early. 9 times out of 10, it's wrapped up before the new year. So the very fact that we're there is good. But I don't know about anyone, but I'm not with this taking parts thing. I would say in my 26 years, I've owned that generation where it started to shift in regards to just in society. You know, not having winners and losers. Everyone's a winner. You could have 100 people racing and 100th gets the same prize as first. I don't think that, you know, I feel in football, you know, that kind of transpires. As much as I like the fact that we're in a fight for the top 4, I'm not going to sit in May and say, oh, that was a good run, weren't it? You know, that December run was great. I don't know about any of that. I want us to get through to the end, really and truly. So it only goes so far, man. We are over exceeding in terms of initial expectations this season, but this season we've gone from people looking at second and third, saying let's write off the season, talking about relegation, etc., etc. Bro, these next 14 games are brazy, and there's going to be 14 different narratives week in, week out, really and truly. You know, really and truly. In fact, I know we said we'll start off with the finances, but we've kind of gone on into February. So for me, when I look at February, obviously I'm happy. You know, we've got back to winning ways. You know, we've got 3 wins on the board out of a potential 3. Did the double over Wolves, sandwiched in between that, we got over the line against Brentford. So for me, I'll start with the improvements. I'd say we need to play better for 90 minutes. I think across the 3 games, I wouldn't say we did necessarily that. I feel against Brentford, we took our foot off the gas. The first game against Wolves, we did our thing really, really and truly. Like, we went down to 10 men. It is what it is, really. I'm not really getting at that. I'd say against Brentford, it was a case of we were near enough perfect, our foot off the gas, and we conceded a needless goal. And for a team that's getting better in terms of clean sheets and one of the best performing teams defensively this year in the league, we've got to maintain them high standards, really and truly. In the same way that we won, we're probably focusing more on Lacazette missing chances and things in general. We need, against Brentford, we need to have that same energy for defense. And for me, I feel like for Ramsdale, for the defense, for all the improvements we're making, we need to make sure we correlate with that. So we, you know, feel we could have done better in terms of clean sheet / play well for 90 minutes. Against Wolves at home, it was more of a case of mistakes happen. You know, we made a mistake and then we had to chase it. So again, just starting and finishing games and playing well for the whole 90 is something we can improve upon. We need our strikers to bag more. One thing I do like, we're taking more shots. Like, we're all the games. Listen, I'm not going to bring the statistics, but you know, we're double figures for shots in the end of the 2 Wolves games and the 2 Brentford games. But when you correlate the shots on target to the goals, there's a bit of a, you know, there's a bit of a problem there, sort of thing. So to go to the next level, can we score some more goals? Saying that, I don't think there's much we can do until the end of the season. If anything, it had to be a January thing. I hope Lacazette and these guys can go on a goal scoring form, but I'm more looking towards, you know, a Pepe resurgence, getting back into the lineup. Smith Rowe starting again. Maybe Martin Odegaard, you know, Martinelli, Saka, these guys as well. I'm looking at you lot to score the goals, really and truly. I mean, I hope Lacazette and Nketiah go on a purple patch, but they've shown me since they've been here they lack goals. So how much can I really, as much as what I've just said, how much can I really place if I don't really see it? So yeah, I've actually said in brackets here, play better for 90, get back to clean sheets. We've only got one this month. Need our forwards to bag more in brackets, Lacazette. Back, break down low blocks a bit better. But again, I don't think we can do that without a number 8 and things. As I said, we're shooting a lot more, but we're not really hitting the target. So they're the improvements I would like to see. And just in general, what we need to do anyways. In terms of positives, again, it's a case of all season, but specific here, there is a bit of resilience. Mistakes happen, and especially for a young team, mistakes are going to happen. Previous Arsenal teams, when Gabriel's played that stupid back pass or something, that might be the game done. We might lose 1-0 and we focus on that point. I like that. Okay, cool. Mistakes are given. We forgive Gabriel for his mistake and whatever, and we get on with it. The ref's not giving us pens or the ref's done something against us. Okay, let's keep going. We're down to 10 men, unfortunately. Let's keep going. I do think more so the case of all season, but specific to this month, there's been a lot more desire, heart, determination, etc., etc., etc. Reacting to setbacks, and setbacks happen in life. Look at City. City beat up teams 9 times out of 10. They had setbacks against us. They got over the line. VAR helped them, but they got over the line against Everton. Not everything is going to be pretty over a 38-game calendar, really and truly. So I like that we've reacted to setbacks. I like in the fact that there's been injuries. Other people have stepped up as well, because that's something that happens through the season. And for me, like I said, the very fact that, we've been goals down, refs have gone against us, bookie decisions, individual mistakes. We've just got through it. That's me, and really and truly. And for me, the biggest positive is what, we've taken 4 points from our potential games, 9 points from 9, good position. We got revenge on Brentford per se. We won our 2 big games against Wolves, taking care of business. I can't complain about nothing. Really, really and truly. Man said Partey needs to do some striking training. He's going to get there. And when he does, we've got to celebrate like mad, man. We've got to celebrate like mad. In terms of players of the month, for me, again, there's no orders. I'm just everyone's done well in it. Everyone's done their thing. I would say for me, in no order. I know it's no order, but for me, Odegaard, he's been different gravy. He's been different gravy for us this season. But I think there's levels to go up. I think now he's settled in the team and all of that. There's next levels he can go up. And that's the scariest thing about, for me, with Odegaard. I know we've got Saka, we've got Smith Rowe, we've got the young defenders, we've got bare players with potential. But I really think people, and I don't really care, but I don't think people deep how good Odegaard can be for our football club. Like, I really believe that with Martin Odegaard. I feel the pressing metrics are good. He might be a pretty boy, but he defends. He's got a wonderful left foot. He's good in the tight spaces. I just want to see him in the final third a bit more. But again, I don't think too many of them things there can happen until we address the midfield in the summer. On the topic of midfield, I feel Partey's been good this month, if I'm honest with you. And I also feel Xhaka. In fact, I've put Xhaka / Partey. They've both equally been good. Midfield is an area of concern for me. I like the defenders that we've brought in and the improvements. I like the young players that we've got in the final third, but the middle third is what's going to affect the defense being a proper defense, or the strike force going to a next level. As I just said with Martin Odegaard, you go and look at his best highlights and stuff. It's when it's 9 times out of 10, it's against the run of play. It's when there's movement. It's then if he's dropped deep people in front of him, or when he's on the final third on the edge of the area. 9 times out of 10, he has to drop deep, typically on that right-hand side, where we're still a left-hand centric side. So it kind of goes against him. But again, a lot of these systemic things, I don't feel, once again, I've said this bare times, I don't feel we can change it until the summer, because it's the same personnel. We kind of have to rock with what we've got. I have liked as well, as I said, how other people have stood up to be counted. I have to give an honourable mention to Cedric. I still don't believe in your ability long term. I still think, we need a better right back. I don't know if Saliba coming in makes Arteta say, what, Ben White can play right back if need be. But, if you're going to, I always say, if you're going to open your mouth and be vocal when these guys fail and stuff like we did, we gave Cedric a very hard time when he's getting ripped against Sunderland and that. You have to give him his hells up. And as I always say, it's a 38-game calendar. People get injured, and I'm scared that Tomiyasu is injured. I don't like it. He's one of our better players. Cedric has stepped up in the last opportunities he's had. And for me, I might not think too much of you, Cedric, but in a young team where when you're young, you're volatile. We need consistencies or assurances from people like yourself, really, the experienced players, you, Xhaka, Partey, Lacazette, where the jury's still out on all of them. There's probably still an asterisk, but I have to give Cedric his praise. I feel Saka's been good. I feel Saka can play a lot better, but I think Saka's been good this month. I feel Gabriel, obviously, Gabriel was moving bookie, with his last his he reacted, but I feel Gabriel's been good, and it's a whole team thing. I just feel that Odegaard, Xhaka / Partey, Saka, Gabriel, and an honourable mention to Cedric deserves their hail ups, if I'm completely honest with you. In terms of improvements needed or specific players, unpopular opinion, he hasn't been poor, and I'm being very harsh. Ramsdale. The distribution's elite, but sometimes his positioning and his passing has been a bit bugged. He's still playing good. I'm just saying, get back to them. It's still high, but get back to them even higher standards. And Ramsdale, he is going to make a mistake sooner or later because we've got a young squad, and you can see it. It's due to happen. So yeah, man, I feel Ramsdale's distribution. I would say the only player I feel I want to see a lot more from would probably be Lacazette. Just because you're a striker, and again, we know what else he gives us in the lack of scoring goals. But I just feel definitely the last game. I know we had a better second half, and he showed what he's about in the second half. But that first half, I really didn't see the link up play and all of those sort of things from Lacazette that gives him the luxury as well. Hail up Tierney as well. Tierney getting back to his business as well. Big up Pepe for getting reintegrated. And Arteta, I'll give him his hells up. There's nothing bad to say about Arteta this month. You've been making subs when you need to. You've made the right decisions with the squad. You're keeping the feel-good factor. You keep paying homage to the fans. Big up the fans, because at home would make it home and away. Arsenal fans making bare noise, but at home it's been a pleasure to see. And we know, if anything, our home form, if anything, because our away form is a bit dodgy, and we've got some bad games to go and play. Really, we need to make sure we maximize our home points, or make make it as try our hardest to do such. So I like that. And what more could I say? I'd say the only Ramsdale, I'm being a bit harsh. I'd say the only one I want to see proper improvements for beyond what they need to work on is Lacazette. Bro, you need to score goals. Listen, link up play, all of that stuff. Some of the chances you're missing, you've got it in you to bag, bro. You've got it in you to bag, but I don't know. Then obviously you're looking at March to April now. As I always say, from August, you got to get to December. We did that. December, you've got to get out of that period, December to February / March, with a decent sort of chance of top 4. Right now, we've done that. From March until May, from March until April, better yet, man need to just get the job done. It's job done season. There's difficult games. April is going to be very difficult. Our last 2 games, the way it's going for Everton, and I know Newcastle are going up there, they're fighting relegation. So you've got to be careful. It's coming down to a shootout. From now till May, arguably, it's just don't let your hard work fail you. You've worked very hard to be in this position. And again, if you get top 6, there's something to build upon, but it will feel like you've lost a cup final or something if you don't get top 4. Don't ruin it. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't get excited. Start thinking about games in April, and to the latter stages of May and whatnot, game by game basis. If we win our next game, don't get excited. If we lose, don't get excited, because there's 14 games left. We're not going to take 4 points from all of them. I want to be wrong. Who wouldn't want their team to do it? But I just know there's many setbacks. You can't just sit there and say you're going to win this, that, and the third. People are doing that. Burnley put a spanner in the works. We weren't amazing against Brentford. It could have, these games could have, would have, should have went other ways. We can only deal with the facts. Hit the like button. That, and as I said, we're taking more shots. Again, in terms of correlating double figures for shots, like in our last 3 games, to shots on target, ultimately goals, there's work to be done. But at the same time, how much of that can be done with the guys we've got in our squad? Like, the guys that are scoring goals are not necessarily goal scorers. Smith Rowe is learning how to add that into his game. He's done it this year. He ain't done it for years. Saka is learning and doing well to add that to his game. Martinelli the same. You probably want to see Odegaard bag a few. Pepe can get a few. These sort of guys. But our actual guys that are meant to get goals, respectfully, Lacazette and Eddie, they can't really do it. Like, they're strikers. No matter how much fancy heat maps and stuff, they're strikers. I can't. Can we really do that? Like, again, as much as I believe that's the case, I can't expect that, really, because you've shown me you can't really do this thing, really. So yeah, man, March is brazy. For me, you need 9 to 12 points. Absolute minimum in March is 7. You've got Watford away. Watford made it very difficult. Made it very difficult for United. Ain't that 4 points off United this year? I hope they revert back to type. Even at Watford at home, we weren't amazing. It could have went left. Do what you need to do at Vicarage Road. Liverpool at home again. Out of the 4 games we have between Villa, Leicester, Watford, and Liverpool, that's one where I don't like to say the words you expect to lose, but you probably don't expect much. Again, home crowd, make a meal of it. Liverpool are fighting for the league. They're not, we're fighting for something as well. So react in that regards, man. Try and make a meal of things, really. So yeah, that's the only game I would accept dropping points. Leicester at home, they're gonna come for revenge. I mean, don't get it twisted. Gerrard is doing great stuff at Aston Villa, and again, we've got them towards the end. When you look at the narrative to what actually the results being picked up, then they're not doing amazing, are they? Really, really and truly, it's not amazing stuff at this moment in time. So and to be fair, last couple times Villa away, it ain't been happy seasons for me, really. So we need to get something Villa away. You need to be beat realistically. Leicester have been the worst they've been in 3 to 4 years. You need to be beating that. Watford, you need to be, but you need to get 9 points. There's 9 points. You should be getting 7. I'll say 7 worst case scenario because there's VAR. It might not just be our day. These lot might just do a mad thing. 7 points, worst case scenario, but you need 9 to 12 points. I would love to sit here and say 12 points. I think you at least need 9. And again, the games don't get any easier. Really. Again, I don't want to jump too ahead. And I feel like a broken record. But you look at in my birth month, which is April 13th is the birthday. If you're getting gifts and that, come on. It's brazy games. Obviously, April is all my bogey teams. You've got Crystal Palace away. Now, them games there 9 times out of 10 filled with drama. Brighton at home and away, filled with drama. Just like in our last game against them, where we were lucky to get a point. Let's be real. If Burnley can smack them, you need to smack them as well, because all the lack of goals and that stuff goes out the window. Southampton away. Southampton, the most emotional football. Another bogey team. I don't like St. Mary's. I don't like going to Selhurst Park. I don't like playing Brighton. That's a tricky one in April. So again, if you get 9 points or whatever, you've given yourself a healthy landing. And again, our reward for those 3 games is them playing United at home, which United are very jammy against us. It could go either way. You've got West Ham. So it's a big month. That's if we have a decent April and we come out of that in a decent one, I'll sit here and I'll say I genuinely am convinced we're getting top 4 then. If you come out of that period, like I said, for me, I always look for those 3 games. I tell you that all the time, and I'm not lying, because you can go and check my vids. Before when we look at in August, when we get our fixture calendar or whatever, obviously we all look for Spurs, United, Liverpool, them Chelsea's, all them big games, which again we need to remember we've got to still to play Spurs, still to play Chelsea as well. But I always look for Crystal Palace home and away, Brighton home and away, Southampton home and away. We're known to drop points against these teams, or it's never plain sailing. So if you can do something in them games there, it is what it is. But we shouldn't even be focused on April now. I think if things go left, we're gonna look at the January period and think, what if we brought in a centre mid or a striker? March to April, one of these 2 months, if it goes left, these are the pivotal moments. And again, we are going to drop points. We've already dropped stupid points this season, like everybody. Stupid points for me would be considering you was winning against United, considering you was winning against United can go anyway, to be fair, but should have beat Everton, weren't in the game against Brighton, Burnley couldn't break down a low block, Crystal Palace just ramping, these are 5 games that we've messed up. We know, and again, like you said, people have to stay fit. Form has to continue. Hopefully, there's a purple patch. I hope that Smith Rowe can go on another purple patch of form, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, man. And then May, again, we're going 2 ahead. May, you've got Leeds at home, Newcastle, Everton. These are 3 teams fighting for their lives, really and truly. And then obviously, at this moment in time, we don't know when Chelsea and the Spurs games are going to be rescheduled. But so, limited to this month. That's what we have in March. We've had a good February, good bounce back. Nice to get wins on the board, Have we still got more red cards than goals? I think we must have moved away from that one there, surely. So we're doing all right, man. We're doing all right. But doing all right doesn't correlate to winning. I know Arsenal fans like to chop and change the league. I know I'm not going to be one of those Arsenal fans if we don't get top 4 or top 6 and say, oh, well, but what about that November, September period, though, when we was on an unbeaten run or whatever month it was? That's dead. So yeah, that's how I feel about the month. Ronaldo should join Arsenal in 2024. Big up the Malaysians. Out of all the sides racing for top 4, United has a rough route. I mean, everyone's got to more or less play the same games, and every unpopular opinion, everyone's got rough games, because as much as we're winning, we drew against Burnley. I feel everyone could, there's plus points for everyone to want to win, everyone to want to lose. Of course, I know Spurs beat Leeds, but they look a bit fractured. United, there's all sorts of dramas coming out with that. Wolves, it looks like they're normalizing. West Ham, they're winning games, but they're looking a bit booky as well. Us, it feels like everything is kind of going right, but everything can change in a minute. Everything can change in a minute. Narratives can spin. All it takes is for us to lose against Watford, United to beat City, other things to happen, and the narratives change every week. United have got top four. We've got top four. West Ham got top four. And as much as people waffle about Arsenal being favourites, which I disagree, last time I checked, how can you be favourites if you're not winning the race? How can you be favourites to win if you're not leading it? And if it was a race for top four from, let's say, fourth to eighth, whoever is fourth is on pole position. How many times again, out of all the teams, how long have we actually spent in fourth as well? I'd love to know. So yeah, man. Average 2 points a game and top four is ours. I hear that, but my maths is poor, but that means you need more wins than draws, really, because a win provides you with 3 points. A draw brings one. Loss is obviously none. So I don't know, man. Last time I checked, you can't get 2 points from an average game. It is what it is, man. Let me scroll all the way up because I'm missing out some comments. Wait, we can make clips now. What's that, of YouTube? I think so. Morning Chase Gold. Bro, Lewandowski would be mint. Chesney says he's more professional than Ronaldo, so his age is just an illusion. He can still play at the top level for 3+ years. We're winning ugly, unglamorous signings. Sides like Liverpool did this to build where they are now. True. I always watch your streams. Hi, big up you, man. But, try being sober, my guy. Big up yourself. Jason, shout out to you. Odegaard and TT and Ramsdale, excellent additions. White's looking good too. Let's see how we finish the season. Not gonna lie, DG, the Amazon film must love Ramsdale, man. Is forever a happy spirit. Most improved award goes to Cedric for sure. Ben White's quietly having us. Well, Ben White's been doing his thing. We've all been doing our thing. We got 3 wins, but yeah, man. It's just competence when coming into the side. Odegaard would be a good vice captain. Ramsdale is that guy for me. Little Chile is awesome, but his shooting is poor, bro. I mean, all the man them at Arsenal can't shoot. We can't really shoot or take corners as much as we've been good from set pieces. Saka and Partey. I wonder who the shooting coach is. It must be, I'll pay good money to watch Arsenal shoot in practice. Really, I'm confident we can get 10 points from our next 5 games. And the 5 games on paper are Watford away, Leicester away, Liverpool at home, and Villa. So that's 3 wins and a draw. I mean, I'll take that. If I'm cerebral, I want to try as hard as we can against Liverpool. If I'm looking at it on a cynical thing, probably lose that. Should picking up points elsewhere. But football's bookie. We might lose to Watford, beat Liverpool. You know how crazy football is, man. Come on, Liverpool, man. We do a win from you lot. What's all this about, man? If we don't hear about a right back, I'm gonna do some crazy agent business and work to get DG in the team. Why not, man? Why not? I'll need a pre-season to be fit, and then we'll see. But I don't mind chilling with Tavares on the bench. I don't mind. When they criticize Arsenal online and say there's too many players happy to take a paycheck, I'll be looking at that and laughing like, yeah, bro, I'm happy to take a paycheck. Man's getting treated like a king, getting all sorts of designer clothes, getting the best food and the best chefs. All I need is a West Indian chef. So, man ain't really trying to. Some of the pre-match meals these have to eat, I'm not really on it. You get physios and that. Well, I live 2 minutes away from Finsbury Park. Get home quick. Oh, man, that'll be hard. That'll be so cool. So cool. I'll just be chilling with the third choice keepers, man. Like, you might as well get in goal. You might as well let me shoot, man. Because when Arteta is nice enough to give me some minutes, I'm going to do the party thing. I'd have an effort, man. It's about time we take something from Liverpool. Amen, man. But you see the Liverpool games, bro. They're too cruel, man. They're too cruel because we'll hold it up for 20 minutes. And then Jota, Salah, Trent, these villains there start doing the villain thing, man. But, forgive me, I don't advocate cheating, but VAR, if you could do a thing for us, Lacazette, I'm going to need dog hearts. If you can do a little diving thing, we can get a little 1-0 victory. Liverpool off day, I'm here for it. Who is going to join Arsenal? I don't know. Rough route height. We both still got to play Chelsea, City, Tottenham, Liverpool. Everyone's got to play everyone. Narrative in October, Arsenal failed to win 25 of their last 46 Premier League games under Mikel Arteta. Arsenal failed to win 15 of their last 23 Premier League home games under Arteta. This is the narratives. You know, it was all doom and gloom. Newcastle got to make signings for the Championship. Look at what they're doing. Many people, not going to cap myself included, felt Eddie Howe, as much as you don't want Newcastle to go down, it looks like an impossible job. Now look, crazy. Come on, DG, have some confidence. We've been playing well. The senders offs in the first 3 games due to COVID didn't help us. Danny, where did I say I didn't have confidence? Where did I say I didn't have confidence? I'm not going to have blind optimism or blind negativity. Please, Danny, I'm pretty sure this is might be your first time. Please don't listen with rose tints. You know, one of my biggest pet peeves is when people do not listen. I didn't say I'm not confident. I'm just not going to come out here and come out with brazen statements and say we're definitely going to get it and things like that. If that doesn't mean I have confidence, then I must be the least unconfident guy. Do I have confidence in the young players? Do I have confidence into the togetherness that we have? Of course. But this ain't Disneyland. This ain't Disney Channel. This ain't Mighty Ducks. Commitment, fight, all of that only gets you so far. Reality is harsh, you know, really and truly. We have an impossible task. The impossible can be made possible if we keep doing what we're doing. I talk about keeping games, game in, game out. I think we're in a fight. I demanded us to be in a fight. I think we're fighting for top 4. I want us to fight to the end. I think we have a chance. Do I wholeheartedly believe we're going to get top 4? No, because I haven't been confirmed certain things. I think we lack a talisman. We have a young squad. Again, Gabriel made a mistake against Wolves and it means nothing. But I've seen Tavares make mistakes earlier in the season, which have cost us because of the narratives, you know. Again, we might look at these mistakes if we don't get these results a bit differently. You might look at Lacazette's failing to score certain chances a bit differently. I'm not saying that you need to be negative or positive. I just find it very funny that Arsenal fans will watch 90 minutes and just shut up and waffle positively or negatively without, you know, according to the final end result. So, you know, again, and that's good. That's fine. That's fun and games. We know the refs goes against us. I mean, I'm not going to waffle about our 3 games in August. You never heard me mention it. It's irrelevant. You know, it's only relevant when we look back in May. The only games I've gone back in time is the last month we've gone in, you know, and actually just mentioned where I feel we've dropped stupid points when I said Brighton, Crystal Palace at home, Burnley at home, United away, Everton game. That's it. You never heard me say them first 3 games. So, yeah, man, I hope that puts everything to bed, really and truly. Where did I say I never had confidence? If you want people to come out here and do the mad thing so they can get clipped up online, boy, you need to go to the right channel. You're the wrong place. I even said, you know, if we beat some of them bogey teams, I believe a lot more. But as far as it, we're in a fight, you know, we're in a fight. So that's it. Man called him the boohoo Beckenbauer. Hey, Ben White's my guy, man. Happy with all the signings. Appreciate all the Jamaican fans locked in. Come on. How long before DG gets a yellow card for rattling from the bench? Hey, dark arts stats things, man. Can never get back for that. Love for the super chat. Realistic signings for the summer. This word realistic, I don't know. What I would like, you know, I don't know, man. I'd say, could you bid for Darwin Núñez? You know, could you bid for Darwin Núñez? Could be. I'm not prepared to give up on the hour thing just yet. Is what it is. I said Burnley. Leicester's at home. I prefer Schick to Laturo. Big up DG. I'd rather Laturo. DG, I'm confident and feel we should challenge for 3rd spot. I mean, listen, I just know Arsenal right now, we're in 6th or something. If we can keep winning games and Chelsea mess about and they make 3rd open, fair play. But let's just keep doing what we're doing, man. Game to game. Man said, I don't want to hope anything with Arsenal. My heart can only take so much. I hear that. The thing is, you know, I've said this on my channel, you know, Arsenal have not got the top 4 numerous. As poor as we've been the last few years, we have not got top 4 because everyone is massively better than us. We've bottled it. And that's what it's going to look. That's essentially what it is now. It's who bottles the least. That's what this top 4 race is. Would you say Arsenal have been amazing this season? No. Compared to previous standards, we've been a lot better. But no, United definitely haven't been amazing. And they're ahead of us right now. Spurs have been the worst team in the world. Not that I want to praise Spurs. They're still in this fight. Wolves are up there. Leicester are still technically not that far behind. And obviously the Hammers are there who have been shaking up the place. So no one's been amazing. If they were amazing, you know, it'd be a foregone conclusion to the degree that, you know, nothing's an assurance in life, but you could probably bet your life savings that City and Liverpool will be in the top 4. Our part 3, bro. It's not Emre's fault we have a deficit. Let's be real. This is because of our Edu and Arteta doing bad business. No clue why Emre's being mentioned. He doesn't play for the club anymore. Doesn't manage the club, so I'm not sure. But we missed out via a point. And what I would say in that year, manager, players, everyone takes responsibilities. Every team in the top 4 race is a team of bottlers. As you said, the team that gets fourth is the team that bottles the least, man. How would Al and Odegaard play in the starting 11 unless he's going to play the Xhaka role? Make it work, man. You know, I'm not going to do the hypothetical thing while these players don't sign. I'm just going to leave that question at that. Crystal Palace and Burnley at home killing me. We'd be fourth right now, 2 points behind Chelsea, 5 points clear of United with 3 games in hand. Broski, we got to be real. Scoring is going to be our main setback. Scoring and the fact of we've got young players that do volatile shit. Like, you can't talk about having potential and then not discount the fact that Gabriel is going to play them stupid straight passes. Ramsdale's going to do something dumb. Ben White might give a stupid penalty away. Lokonga's not played for a minute, but Lokonga, Tavares, these guys might give stray passes away. Saka, Martinelli, these sort of guys, they might score goals, Smith Rowe, but when it's crunch time, they might not necessarily. And they've all displayed that through the season. Everybody's gassing Smith Rowe now, and rightly so. A small section of Arsenal fans were onto him slyly when we played Brighton away, when he didn't square the ball. You know, Odegaard's come into his own, but he was one that could have been dropped. Again, 38 games. It's a long season for a squad with an average age of 23, 24. They're going to have volatile moments. So that's something that goes against us. In the same way they're somewhat fearless, these are things that go against us. And for me, we've got a lack of a talisman. The talisman are not higher class players like that. And as you know, this is the time in the season where, but if someone just picks up form, look what Giroud made the difference for Chelsea getting top 4. He couldn't buy a game. Then he just started scoring goals. This is the sort of thing. If Kane picks up his form, if Ronaldo, who's got 1 goal in 10, gets back to what Ronaldo's meant to do, then it is what it is. While we've got scorers and we got over the line with Gabriel against Wolves once, and whatever's happened this season, this month, sorry, we need a lot more. And that shouldn't be defined as a negative. If you're genuinely watching Arsenal, this is genuinely what it is. You know, you as a person, you know, if you go to the gym, you know that you struggle to do the chest workouts. You perform better at the arms. So looking at our team, you need to know what's the good and bad. You know, why is that? Why is it so wrong to just mention just to say what's in front of you? Like, why have we got to do the ridiculously positive thing or the negative nanny thing? Hit the like button, people. How are we still not at 73 likes? You lot are violating, man. Big violations. Odegaard gave away a silly penalty as well. Xhaka done his silly stuff. You know, that's not Gabriel's first error leading to goal, if I'm honest with you, since he's been at this club. Also, you know, there's been warning signs with that. But you're right, things do happen. That's my point. Things happen. These are a young squad. You can't sit here and say, even if Saliba came next season, you can't sit here and say, oh, these guys got potential, blah, 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 and be surprised when a young centre-back gets destroyed by a more experienced striker or has bad games or does stupid things. As I always say, if you're going to be an Olympic swimmer, at some point, you had to be jumped in the swimming pool and almost drowned. How are you going to be 30? You know, if you're a chef that's never cut your fingers, you're extremely careful. Or for me, I wouldn't eat your food because I don't trust you, really and truly. You ain't done nothing. You know, what's going on? I don't know. I don't know what's going on, man. Van der Beek or Auer in the 6th position. I don't know about that. But what I do know is Auer can play behind. Bro, why you're not listening, man? And that's why I wouldn't say I hate Xhaka, but you know, we've got mistakes in our team. Them sort of guys, they've been there, man. It's annoying that Marie. That's the biggest point I'm happy with Arteta, man. Arteta just ditched these dons, man, as soon as he could. There's times last season where he's just playing these guys. He's ditched the dons that are shit. Now, and no coincidence, we're playing the same guys, and there's more consistency in our team. We're rotating where we can. Lacazette has impressed me a lot, even though he sometimes makes some bad misses. He does a lot of important work for the team. He does, but to be devil's advocate, we overcompensate with that because the man don't score. You know, for all for as much as we waffle about Lacazette's creativity, and I'm not belittling him, but I ain't seen him play that pass like Kane did the other day. You know, I ain't seen him do the Firmino thing. I think he's a good player. I think we get at him for no. I think fans take it over the top, but yeah, man. I mean, I would love someone 2-footed, but if we could just get someone that attacks the space with a ball, someone that wants the ball, someone that's fairly press resistant, then It is what it is, man. Really and truly. Lacazette's good for the squad. Suddenly, if you're relying on him to score goals, it looks very different. So yeah, it is what it is with that. Should we look at the financial report as well, people? Because again, that's another one we're gonna be here for time, really and truly. With that, don't forget, people, it's the Coppa Italia later. AC versus Inter Milan. I'm gonna be doing a watch along for that. Pardon me. Oh, that was horrible. I'm gonna be doing a watch along for AC Milan, Inter Milan. That's gonna be at 7:30 on Twitch. So make sure you're following. One love to those of you who have. DG, love your content. How many goals do you think Laka will score this season? I don't know. Kim, you're talking to a brick wall because I sing Lacazette's praises, but again, a striker's job is to score goals. We're just typing paragraphs and saying the same things at this point. My guy Pepe with more goals in 40 minutes than Laka in 2022, but some way, you've seen some strikers who are goal scorers killed for just scoring goals. But at the same time, as much as you offer general playing stuff, you need to score. I don't really get at Lacazette, or you see, I'm never quite angry at Lacazette not scoring goals because can you really be angry when you know someone that's all someone does? Then I can't get angry at Lacazette. I've accepted him at face value. The link up play, second half against Wolves showed what he's about. First half, I think first half was the first time in a while Lacazette, for his lack of goals, he wasn't giving the link up play and all of that. Second half, you saw it, chasing lost causes, involved in goals. He does the dirty work. I remember. I felt like Lacazette got done dirty. When you think of El Nene, you think of Old Trafford now, and Partey had a great game. I don't think Lacazette got praised for that. And if I remember correctly, there was a few years ago, Lacazette had a good game there as well. It won't be in Lacazette's highlights, but again, at the same time, there's balance. You need to score goals. And if I'm devil's advocate, if goals aren't necessarily the remit of a striker, the net should be cast further and it should be even easier to find someone. I don't know how many goals Lacazette will bag, but I hope he can get something respectable. 9 times out of 10, him and Pepe are last couple of seasons. They've been our second half of the season guys. So I hope so. I really do hope so. How many is he on now? Lacazette, you must have at least 5. Yeah, something tells me it's 3. But to be fair, Laka's got 5 assists. Calm, let's save him a bit. He's had a hand in 8 in 19. Save him a bit. He's got 5 assists, 3 goals in the league. When last did you bag Laka? You got shagged for your last goal, unfortunately. But you scored against Wolves for me, man. I'm giving you that goal. You scored against Wolves. But prior to that, if I give him the Wolves one, prior to that, he went 1, 2, 3, 4 games without scoring, to be fair. Then he bagged against Norwich, and then he took 2 weeks off before bagging against Norwich. Before that, he scored against Southampton, and then Southampton in November, and then before November, the last time he bagged, you'd have to go back to the 2-2 with Palace, where he played his way into the team them times, to be fair to you. He was doing up bench for a minute, and then he got into the team. And that's Lacazette. He's never been a prolific goal scorer. He's one of them weird ones at Arsenal where he'll go through the periods of scoring. He won't score throughout the whole thing. So I don't know, man. Lacazette's on 14 games left. I hope he ends up with 10 in it. Like, I hope he can get 7 goals, man. I would like Lacazette to score. You could see, and this ain't the first time at Arsenal, there's been a couple times Lacazette's gone on a goal drought, and you can see what it means to the players. He's clearly, that's one thing. I like the togetherness. I like the togetherness when Gabriel made his mistake. I like the togetherness when we all thought Laka would have been given the goal because obviously it's emotional football, but like it with him. So I hope 10, but that means he needs to score in half the games left. I don't know if that's the case. I hope so, though, man. Lacazette used to love scoring at the Emirates, so hope so, man. We've clearly I'm not going to praise the club for getting rid of shit players and bringing in good ones. That's what you need to do. If I own a business and the business is underperforming, I'm going to get rid of the staff that are not levels and bring in guys that are. So it's a bit like praising the manager for consistently playing the same team or figuring things out. I do praise them for this, but you're doing the right things. It's like when you lot praise me, like you lot tell me, "Oh, DG, you're so consistent." Listen, I appreciate all of it. There'd be no point if it wasn't for you, but that's the minimum. Like, man, have to turn up every day. Like, I shouldn't get praised for that. Like, that's the minimums. These are things that I need to do anyways, if you get what I'm saying, man. Really. And our stats with Lacazette are probably going to be better because he's playing half the time. But Lacazette, I'm open to keeping him in the squad. I wouldn't force the ball out, and the terms that I'd probably try and make him agree, he's not on it. I mean, I can't lie. If we get 2 strikers, there's no need to keep Lacazette, bro. There's no, if 2 strikers arrive in January, then Manchester January in the summer, then there's no need to keep Lacazette. If I'm completely honest, there's no reason. It'll just be hell of a motive. And again, like you said, second half, Lacazette's pressing, working hard, but at the same time, as much as I love that about Lacazette, and I'm not taking nothing away from it, anytime we start praising footballers for working hard, we're in a dangerous situation, you know. We're in a dangerous situation. And like I said yesterday with Joe Willock, as much as I love him, but have you noticed, when you talk about a baller and you say, oh, he works hard, 9 times out of 10, they're either not good or they're so good up until a certain point. There's bare men that are good, but they work hard anyways. No one, them City man, no one says they work hard like that. You might, when you say you work hard, you praise the system. You don't say Bernardo Silva works hard. You say he's a fucking baller. Like, hey, come on now. And I'm not trying to criticize anyone. I'm just playing devil's advocate. It's a bit, it's brazy, man. It's a brazy one. It's a brazy one. But yeah, man. And that's why I feel there's no balance when you talk about Arsenal in general. Like,